What's going on, y'all? It's JD Pickell. Today on the Hard Count, we're going to be grading Dillon Gabriel's spring game performance with Oklahoma. Welcome into CFB with JD, People's Channel. Everything you know, everything you love about college football happens here, happens on a nearly daily basis. Armstrong, Sims, Jack McKenzie doing the heavy lifting. You can help drive the show at my Twitter page, at JD Pickell. So Dillon Gabriel, the transfer from UCF to UCLA to Oklahoma, made his first appearance in Oklahoma spring game. And there was a ton of juice in that stadium. It was something like 60,000, 70,000. I mean, I don't know what the final number was, but there was a borderline sold-out crowd to watch that spring game, which had to be exciting, had to, at the very least, one, get commits excited, two, create even more buzz around this program and allow those guys to get, honestly, a good game kind of feel for that contest. Because in a spring game, if you have 20 guys in the stands, 20 fans in the stands, got bars, it doesn't necessarily equate to what a game would feel like. And that's the whole hope of a spring game. Get game, I say game in quotes, reps. But for Dillon Gabriel, it was very evident from the first snap that he was in command. And I think we talked about it ad nauseum, but the fact that Jeff Lebby, his previous offensive coordinator, is calling the plays for him here, that makes all the difference in the world. Sometimes you see quarterbacks, whether they're freshmen or transfers, get into a new program, and they get out there in the spring game with a lot of eyes on them, and they just look kind of gun-shy. You look hesitant. You look unsure of yourself. You're trying to figure out the system without playing in the system, and that was not the case for Dillon Gabriel. 19 of 28, so like 67% completion percentage. The ball was out of his hands quick. Anytime the ball is coming out of a quarterback's hands quick, that means he knows where to go with it. It means he knows even more so what the defense is trying to do in relation to that scheme they're running offensively. And so I don't want to put too much weight on this because, again, it's just practice 15. It's really important practice 15, but it's practice 15. But if you don't do it in the practice, you can't do it in the game. And so for him to do it really effectively in a practice against, I'm sure, a vanilla defense with a vanilla offensive scheme, it's a positive thing. At the very end of the day, it's a positive thing, and it gives you something to build off of. Timing was pretty good for the most part, something that was not cause for concern, but cause for question with Dillon Gabriel because, again, these are receivers he's never played with. Even if you know the system to a T, never thrown a ball to Marvin Mims, never thrown a slant to Drake Stoops. There was a lot of timing that looked good to me. It wasn't perfect. It's not going to be perfect across the board in spring ball, but it looked pretty good. So there's something to build off there as well. The thing that I probably loved the most from Dillon Gabriel, the way that he ad-libbed within the offense when he had to. Again, he's wearing a blue jersey. He's not getting hit. It's not live totally for him, but the play where he rolls out to his left, sees Theo Weiss Jr. on a wheel route, ad-libbing down the sideline, streaking down the sideline, and delivers a strike to him. It wasn't one of those plays like a Johnny Manziel where he's running around with a chicken, like with his head cut off. He's trying to make guys miss in the open field. He's playing a million miles an hour. It was very controlled. It was very definitive. And for him to roll out of the pocket, throw a strike to one of his better receivers downfield, I mean, that's all you need to see as an Oklahoma fan to say, okay, this is our guy. This is our guy. We can feel good about it. And he made good decisions. He has the one interception. You know, I mean, I think you take it. It was a 50-50 ball. The ball wasn't in a perfect spot. But you live with that. I mean, if you're going to throw 67% completions out of nearly 30 throws, one really great touchdown, another one to Theo Weiss Jr., like we mentioned a minute ago, that got you down to the 1 yard line, like, you'll take that. And that's the biggest thing. In spring ball, you're just looking for things to build off of. If Dillon Gabriel came out here and threw 3 interceptions, was like 47% completion percentage, then you probably have a different conversation on Monday. You probably say something different about Dillon Gabriel and say, okay, well, what's Evers going to do? We look in the portal again and try to find somebody else, and that's probably overreaction. That's what we do here. We overreact to things. But the fact that you have something to build off of should give you a lot of excitement. And that was the biggest takeaway for me. The biggest takeaway for me, the offense isn't going to be your Achilles heel. It's just not. When you have a playmaker like Dillon Gabriel, who's as competent and as confident and as in command as he is, the offense will not be the reason you lose football games. That's not to say you're going to get down to 3rd and goal and you're going to convert every single time, but you're going to score enough points on average to be in every single football game you play. That's not 100% on Dillon Gabriel. I thought Eric Gray looked awesome. Thought Javonte Barnes looked awesome. The freshman, he's going to be someone to watch. They can carry the load together. I think it'll be running back by committee between those two especially. But there's going to be a lot of things this offense does well to complement Dillon Gabriel, to play to his strengths, to take some pressure off of him. In this RPO system, this wide split system, if you can't run the ball, things get a little bit difficult. They're going to be able to run the football. That's going to only lead to more open windows, more big plays, more big throws for Dillon Gabriel. So to put a bow on this thing, Dillon Gabriel is the car when it gets out of the shop. Gets out of the shop, they throw you the keys, you say, thanks so much. You look inside and you say, okay, does everything look in order? Does everything look like how it was when I first got this car, when I knew that it would run well? So you sort of take inventory, check it all out. Okay, I think so. Start her up. And when you start driving gingerly. You're not putting it into gear and going 60 miles an hour off the parking lot. 1, I'm pretty sure that's illegal. 2, not good for the car. 3, you don't trust yourself with the car. You don't trust the car yet. So your expectations are sort of tempered, and that's what OU fans were for Dillon Gabriel watching that game. Okay, good completion there. Okay, he looks like he's making a decisive throw there. And then when you open it up, that's when you start to trust the car and you say, okay, I feel good about this thing. I actually did get what I thought I would out of this car. Dillon Gabriel breaks his collarbone, comes from UCF at the group of 5 level. Okay, can he play here? Can he play at this level? I mean, I think so. I'm pretty sure he can. You saw him yesterday, opening up on the highway. Granted, there wasn't a lot of traffic, wasn't a real game, but he opened up on the highway, showed you what he can do, and you feel pretty good about this car. You feel pretty good this car is going to run how it's supposed to, how you were told it will, and is giving you every indication that it will run that way come the fall. That's it for us here on CFB with JD. This has been the Hard Count. We do a video nearly every single day. If you haven't subscribed, we would encourage you to subscribe to not miss anything. We're only going to keep ramping it up. There's no offseason around here. There's definitely no offseason around here. Let me say that again. We're in the preseason. They're going to start playing games soon. Want you along for the ride. Subscribe to the channel. Follow me on Twitter at JD Piquel. The DMs are always open. Going to keep the party rolling. We will see y'all next time.